Welcome back to MY Channel, where we explore the fascinating world of coins, currency, and valuable collectibles. Today, we'll be diving deep into the history, design, and value of a coin that many may overlook but is of significant interest to numismatists and collectors worldwide, the 1981 one-penny coin. Whether you've stumbled upon this coin in your piggy bank or you're a collector searching for details, by the end of this video, you'll know everything there is to know about the 1981 one-penny, its rich history, its design, its variations, and most importantly, its current value and potential big worth. Let's get started. The one-penny coin has long been a staple of British currency, with a rich heritage that stretches back hundreds of years. The modern decimal penny, however, was introduced on February 15, 1971, a day known as Decimal Day in the UK, when the nation transitioned from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to a more streamlined decimal system. Prior to decimalisation, there were 240 pence in a pound, with each penny being part of a complex system. After the switch, 100 pence equaled 1 pound, and the new one-penny coin was born. It was part of a series of coins that made everyday transactions much simpler. The 1981 one-penny coin is a product of this modern decimal system, and while it might seem like just another everyday coin, it was minted at a time when Britain was solidifying its transition to decimalisation. The design of the 1981 one-penny is iconic and has remained largely consistent over time. Let's break down the key elements. Portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The obverse of the 1981 one-penny coin features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This particular portrait was designed by Arnold Machin, one of the most famous British sculptors of the 20th century. It was introduced in 1968 and remained on the penny coin until 1984. The Queen is depicted wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a beautiful piece of jewelry given to her as a wedding present in 1947. Surrounding her portrait is the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg. F.D, which stands for Elizabeth II Dei Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse design of the 1981 one-penny coin is the crown portcullis. This emblem is a portcullis, which is a medieval gate or grate, commonly associated with the Tower of London. Above the portcullis is a crown, symbolizing the British monarchy. The design was created by Christopher Ironside, a renowned British designer and engraver. Below the portcullis, the denomination 1 is clearly marked, signifying its value as 1 penny. The 1981 one-penny was minted at the Royal Mint, and while it was a year of regular production for the penny coin, it wasn't an exceptional year in terms of rare errors or unusual variations. However, its significance lies in the fact that it was part of the early years of Britain's decimal currency, making it a key coin for collectors interested in the history of modern British currency. The mintage numbers for the 1981 one-penny were in the hundreds of millions, meaning it was a widely circulated coin. Although this would suggest that it's a common coin, there are still factors that can make specific versions of the 1981 one-penny more valuable than others, factors that we'll explore shortly. When it comes to coin collecting, errors are a key factor in determining a coin's value. Coin errors can happen during the minting process and include misstrikes, double dies, off-center strikes, or incorrect metal composition. For the 1981 one-penny, error coins are quite rare, but they do exist, and they can command a high price among collectors. An off-center strike is one of the more common types of minting errors. If you come across a 1981 one-penny where the design is noticeably off-center, it could be worth significantly more than face value. Another type of error involves die cracks, where the die used to strike the coin develops cracks, leading to raised lines or marks on the finished coin. These errors can make the coin highly collectible. This error occurs when the coin is struck twice, leading to a doubled image on either the obverse or reverse side of the coin. Double die coins are especially sought after by collectors. Now, let's get to the part that most of you have been waiting for: the value and worth of the 1981 one-penny coin. Most 1981 one-penny coins that you'll come across will have been in circulation for decades. In circulated condition, the coin typically holds a nominal value, often only slightly above its face value. On online auction sites, such coins sell for anywhere between 5 pence to 50 pence depending on the condition. This is primarily because of the high mintage numbers. Uncirculated or mint state 1981 one-penny coins, however, tell a different story. Coins that have been preserved in pristine condition without any wear and tear can be significantly more valuable. A high-grade 1981 one-penny in MS65 or higher condition can fetch prices of up to £10 to £30 depending on the demand and the rarity of finding such well-preserved examples. As mentioned earlier, error coins are where the real value lies. A 1981 one-penny with a notable minting error could easily sell for £50 or more depending on the rarity and type of error. If you find a coin with an off-center strike or a die crack, you may have hit the jackpot. It's always worth checking any penny you have for unusual errors. Another area where the 1981 one-penny can have higher value is in proof sets. Proof coins are specially minted for collectors and typically have a more polished and refined finish than regular circulation coins. A proof 1981 one-penny, still in its original set, can be worth £5 to £20 or more, depending on the condition of the set and the market demand. Although the 1981 one-penny may not be the rarest or most valuable coin on the market today, its historical significance and role in British coinage ensure that it will always be a popular choice among collectors. Coins like these can appreciate in value over time, especially as more and more of them disappear from circulation or become damaged. As the UK's monetary system continues to evolve, and as cash becomes less commonly used in favour of digital payments, older coins like the 1981 one-penny will inevitably become harder to find in good condition. This could drive up demand and value in the years to come. In conclusion, the 1981 one-penny is more than just a simple coin. It's a piece of British history that marks a key period in the country's transition to decimalisation. Whether you're a casual coin collector or a dedicated numismatist, this coin is an excellent addition to any collection. While its value may not be astronomical today, its worth lies in its design, history, and potential for future appreciation. So, if you've got a 1981 one-penny lying around, hold on to it. You never know what it might be worth in the years to come. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1981 one-penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more videos on rare coins and their hidden values. Let us know in the comments if you've found any interesting coins in your collection. Stay tuned for more fascinating videos about the coins in your pocket that could be worth a fortune. Hello, coin collectors and history lovers. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of Canadian coins, and we're focusing on a classic piece, the 1987 1-cent Canadian coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin holds a lot of history, value, and hidden gems that might surprise you. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know everything about this coin, including its origins, historical significance, unique features, and of course, its value and worth in today's market. Let's take a journey back to 1987. It was a year marked by significant events in Canadian history and worldwide. Brian Mulroney was the Prime Minister of Canada, leading the nation through a period of economic growth. Internationally, 1987 saw major developments like the signing of the Canada-US Free Trade Agreement, setting the stage for economic partnerships between these two North American powerhouses. But while the political and economic scenes were evolving, something much smaller but no less important was happening in Canadian minting history: the production of the 1987 1-cent coin. The 1987 1-cent coin, also known as the penny, features one of the most iconic designs in Canadian coinage history: the maple leaf. Designed by G. Kruger Gray in 1937, the maple leaf twig has been a symbol of Canada's national pride and identity. The design hadn't changed for decades, but its simplicity and symbolism remained powerful throughout Canadian history. On the obverse side of the coin, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, Canada's reigning monarch at the time. This portrait, created by Arnold Mackin, depicts the Queen wearing a laurel wreath, a nod to classical history. It was a common feature on Canadian coins from 1965 until 1989, making this version of the coin part of a long-standing tradition. The 1987 1-cent coin was produced by the Royal Canadian Mint, which is responsible for creating all of Canada's circulation coins. That year, the Mint produced an astounding number of pennies. Around 784,476,000 of these coins were struck. That's nearly 3/4 billion coins. Interestingly, the 1987 1-cent coin was produced in two locations, the Ottawa Mint and the Winnipeg Mint. Coins minted in Winnipeg were more common, but Ottawa minted coins can sometimes hold a bit more value to collectors, especially if they're in pristine condition. These coins were struck using copper-plated zinc, which had become the standard composition for the penny by the mid-1980s. Previously, Canadian pennies were made primarily of bronze, but rising metal costs and a desire for more cost-effective production led to the shift to zinc with a copper plating. Now, while most 1987 pennies may seem identical, collectors know that small variations can make a big difference in a coin's value. Let's talk about some features that could significantly increase the value of your 1987 penny. One of the most sought-after variations in the 1987 1-cent coin is the double die error. This occurs during the minting process when the coin is struck twice, slightly out of alignment, creating a noticeable doubling of certain details. In particular, collectors look for doubling on the date 1987 or in the Queen's portrait. If you happen to have a double die 1987 penny, you could be looking at a significantly more valuable coin. Like most coins, the condition of your 1987 penny plays a huge role in its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. Most pennies you'll find in circulation are well-worn and will be in lower grades like VG very good or F fine. However, if you have a coin in MS mint state condition, meaning it's virtually untouched and in pristine shape, its value can jump exponentially. While the standard circulation 1987 penny was made in massive quantities, there are also proof coins that were made for collectors. Proof coins are struck using specially polished dies, giving them a mirror-like finish. These coins were never meant for circulation and were sold in special sets by the Royal Canadian Mint. If you have one of these proof pennies, its value can far exceed that of the standard circulating coin. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for: the value of the 1987 1-cent Canadian coin. You might be surprised to learn that despite the fact that millions were minted, certain versions and conditions of this coin can fetch a nice sum of money. If you have a 1987 penny that has been in circulation and shows noticeable wear, it will generally be worth 1 to 5 cents. These are the most common types of coins, and, while they're not worth much individually, they are still collectible due to their historical significance. If you happen to have a 1987 penny in MS65 condition, meaning it looks brand new and untouched by human hands, its value can range between $1 and $10. While this may not seem like a huge amount, remember that pennies in this condition are much rarer and could potentially rise in value over time. As mentioned earlier, if you have a 1987 penny with a double die error, the value could jump significantly. Depending on the severity and location of the error, such coins can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100s. These coins are highly sought after by error coin collectors, and finding one could be like striking gold. For proof versions of the 1987 penny, values are much higher. Proof coins in perfect condition can be valued anywhere from $5 to $50 depending on their rarity and demand. While the 1987 penny may not make you a millionaire overnight, it's important to consider its long-term investment potential. As fewer and fewer pennies remain in circulation due to Canada's decision to phase out the penny in 2012, coins like the 1987 1-cent piece will only become rarer. Over time, this could lead to significant increases in value for higher-grade coins, proof coins, and error coins. Collectors who are patient and hold on to their coins for several decades may find their collections appreciating in value. Beyond its monetary value, the 1987 1-cent Canadian coin holds a special place in Canadian culture and history. The penny has long been a symbol of thrift, frugality, and everyday life in Canada. For generations, Canadians used the penny for small purchases, saving them in jars, and even for good luck. By the time 1987 came around, the Canadian penny had already been a staple of the nation's economy for over a century. The maple leaf design, in particular, has become an enduring symbol of Canada's natural beauty and national pride. When the penny was phased out of circulation in 2012, many Canadians felt a sense of nostalgia for this small but significant coin. In that sense, the 1987 penny isn't just a piece of metal. It's a piece of Canadian history and culture that connects us to a time when life was simpler and pennies were still part of everyday transactions. So there you have it, a complete breakdown of the 1987 1-cent Canadian coin, from its rich history to its hidden value in the numismatic world. Whether you're a casual collector or someone looking to dive deeper into the world of coins, the 1987 penny is a fantastic piece to add to your collection. Keep an eye out for era coins, high-grade pennies, and proof sets because you might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth looks into coins from around the world. And as always, happy collecting! Welcome back to MY Channel, where we explore the fascinating world of coins. Today, we're diving into a piece of Canadian history that is often overlooked but holds immense value for collectors and history enthusiasts alike: the 2009 Canadian 1-cent coin. This coin, which is part of Canada's long-standing penny tradition, offers more than just a nominal value. In this video, we will explore its rich history, understand its intricate design, delve into its rarity and value in the collector's market, and discuss its big potential worth in the years to come. The Canadian penny has been in circulation since 1858, making it one of the most iconic coins in Canada's monetary history. However, the 2009 edition of the 1-cent coin stands out for several reasons, which we will cover shortly. First, let's take a journey back in time to better understand the context in which this coin was minted. The Canadian 1-cent coin first appeared in 1858, when Canada was still a British colony. It was modeled after the British penny but tailored to the specific needs of the Canadian economy. The penny underwent several redesigns throughout the years, but one of the most consistent elements remained Queen Elizabeth II's portrait on one side, reflecting Canada's ties to the British monarchy. Fast forward to the 21st century, and we see the 1-cent coin continuing to evolve, even as Canada's economy and currency system modernized. Despite the rise of digital transactions and inflation diminishing the purchasing power of the penny, the coin remained a staple in everyday life. By 2009, the Canadian penny had become more of a symbolic coin than a practical one. Production costs for the penny were becoming too high. Each penny cost more to produce than its face value of 1 cent. In fact, by 2009, it was reported that the cost of producing a single penny was approximately 1.5 cents, meaning Canada was losing money by continuing to mint it. However, the 2009 penny is particularly notable because it was one of the final years before the Royal Canadian Mint announced the discontinuation of the 1-cent coin. In 2012, Canada officially stopped distributing pennies, meaning the 2009 version was among the last batches to roll off the production lines. One of the aspects that make the 2009 Canadian 1-cent coin stand out is its design, which encapsulates both tradition and modernity. The 2009 penny is made of 94% steel, 1.5% nickel, and 4.5% copper plating. This composition was introduced in the late 1990s as a cost-saving measure since copper prices were rising. On the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Canadian artist Susanna Blunt. This design has been in place since 2003 and marks a significant departure from earlier depictions of the Queen, which presented her wearing a crown. Blunt's design, however, portrays Queen Elizabeth II without a crown, giving her a more approachable, humanizing appearance. This design symbolizes Canada's growing sense of independence while still honoring its ties to the British monarchy. The reverse side of the coin features the iconic maple leaf twig, a design that has been in place since 1937. The maple leaf is not only a symbol of Canada but also a nod to its natural beauty and resources. The design was created by G. Kruger Gray, and its simplicity and elegance have made it a favorite among collectors. The 2009 penny also includes the inscriptions: Canada, the year 2009, and the coin's denomination of 1 cent. This traditional design, combined with the steel core structure, marks the coin as a unique blend of Canada's past and future. While the face value of the 2009 Canadian penny is just 1 cent, its true value extends far beyond that in the eyes of collectors. Given that 2012 marked the end of penny production, many collectors and numismatists look back at the final years of the penny with particular interest. The 2009 penny, therefore, represents one of the last chances to own a piece of history before this coin was discontinued. The Royal Canadian Mint struck over 400 million pennies in 2009, which might seem like a large number. However, the penny's discontinuation only a few years later means that many of these coins have been taken out of circulation, lost, or melted down for their metal content. As a result, finding a 2009 penny in excellent condition can be more difficult than one might expect. The value of a 2009 penny depends heavily on its condition, also known as its grade. Coins in circulated condition, those that have been used in everyday transactions, tend to have only a modest value. However, coins in uncirculated condition, those that were never used and remain in mint state, can fetch much higher prices. Most 2009 pennies in circulated condition are worth between 3 and 5 cents, a slight premium over their face value due to their historical significance. Coins that are in mint condition, showing no signs of wear and tear, can be worth anywhere from $1 to $5 depending on the quality and demand. Certain 2009 pennies may have minting errors or other unique features that increase their value significantly. For instance, coins with double dies, off-center strikes, or other imperfections can be worth up to $50 or more. Many collectors believe that the 2009 Canadian penny could increase in value over the coming decades. As time goes on, fewer 2009 pennies will remain in circulation, particularly those in uncirculated or mint condition. Additionally, as the penny becomes more of a historical relic, interest in collecting these coins may rise. With the penny no longer in production and the number of surviving 2009 pennies dwindling, scarcity could drive up demand. As younger generations grow up without ever having used pennies, there may be a surge in nostalgia-driven collecting in the future. While currently, the 2009 penny might only fetch a few dollars in pristine condition, there is potential for this value to grow over time, particularly as older coins continue to disappear from circulation. In 20 to 30 years, some experts believe uncirculated 2009 pennies could be worth upwards of $50 to $100 or more. Though it might seem like just a small copper-plated coin, the 2009 Canadian 1-cent coin represents the end of an era. As one of the last pennies to be minted before the discontinuation of the coin in 2012, it holds significant historical value. Collectors who understand the long-term potential of this piece may find that the 2009 penny grows in both value and prestige as the years go on. If you come across a 2009 Canadian penny in your pocket or coin collection, hold on to it. It could be a future treasure waiting to increase in value, providing both a financial return and a connection to Canada's rich numismatic history. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the 2009 Canadian 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed learning about its history and potential value, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more coin insights. Let us know in the comments if you have a 2009 penny in your collection, or if you've found any rare variations that we should cover in a future video. Happy collecting! Hello and welcome back to MY channel, where we dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting. In today's video, we will be exploring one of Canada's iconic coins, the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin. Though it may seem small and insignificant at first glance, this coin holds a wealth of history and value that will leave you amazed. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious, stick around as we unveil the full story behind this humble penny and why it could be worth much more than you think. Before we get into the details of the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin, let's take a step back and look at the rich history behind this iconic piece of currency. The 1-cent coin, commonly known as the penny, has been a part of Canadian coinage since 1858, when the province of Canada first issued it. Over the years, the design has evolved, reflecting changes in leadership, national identity, and even economic factors. The last version of the 1-cent coin, issued in 2012, was eventually discontinued by the Canadian government due to the rising cost of production and its declining use. However, today we are focusing on one particular year, 2003. Why 2003? This year marked an important moment in Canadian coinage history. It was the year the Royal Canadian Mint, RCM, issued a new version of the 1-cent coin featuring the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Canadian artist Susanna Blunt. This new portrait replaced the older version that had been in circulation since 1990. The Blunt portrait showed the Queen without her crown, reflecting a more modern, approachable monarch. It was a subtle but significant shift in the design, connecting Canada's colonial past with its independent present. This design change also came during Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee year, celebrating her 50 years on the throne. As such, the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin carries both a historical and symbolic value, representing continuity and evolution in Canada's relationship with the monarchy. As always, the obverse of the 1-cent coin remained true to its traditional design, showcasing the beloved maple leaf branch. Designed by G. Kruger Gray in 1937, the maple leaf has become a timeless symbol of Canada's natural beauty and strength. The maple leaf design is a piece of Canadian history in itself, representing resilience, growth, and national pride. Its continuity across decades of coinage makes the Canadian penny not just a functional piece of currency but a true emblem of the country. In 2003, the coin was minted using 94% steel, 1.5% nickel, and 4.5% copper plating. This shift to steel core pennies had been introduced in 1997 as part of cost-saving measures. The steel core made the coin more affordable to produce while maintaining its iconic copper-plated look. However, this also meant that the copper penny was not solid copper, unlike the older versions minted prior to 1997. In 2003, the Royal Canadian Mint produced approximately 900 million pennies. While this might seem like a large number, certain factors make specific coins from this year highly sought after by collectors. One of the most important details to look for is the condition of the coin. Like any collectible, the value of a coin is significantly impacted by its state of preservation. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint condition can fetch higher prices due to their rarity. Additionally, era coins from 2003 can hold exceptional value. Era coins are those that were struck with some sort of flaw or imperfection, making them rare and desirable. Some of the era's collectors search for include off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies. These imperfections make era coins from 2003 potentially worth much more than face value. Now, let's talk about what everyone is most curious about: the value. On the surface, the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin is worth, well, 1 cent. However, its real value can be much higher, depending on a few important factors. As of today, a standard 2003 penny in circulated condition is generally worth between 5 and 10 cents to collectors. While that doesn't seem like much, it's already 5 to 10 times its original value. But here's where things get really interesting. Coins that are in uncirculated or pristine condition, those that have never been in circulation and retain their mint luster, can be worth significantly more. These coins, when graded by reputable coin grading services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch anywhere from $1 to $10, depending on the grade. Now, if you're lucky enough to come across a 2003 penny with an error or minting flaw, you could be holding a small fortune. Error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, depending on the type and severity of the error. For example, a 2003 1-cent coin with a double die error, where the image or lettering is struck twice, could easily sell for over $100. Collectors are always on the hunt for these rare variations, and a seemingly ordinary penny could turn out to be a hidden gem worth far more than its face value. So, what should you look for if you're trying to determine if your 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin has significant value? Here are a few tips. Coins in uncirculated condition are worth the most. Look for coins that have little to no wear and retain their original shine. Error coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Carefully inspect your coin for any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or die cracks. If you believe you have a valuable coin, it may be worth sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Graded coins often sell for higher prices, especially if they receive a high grade. Keep an eye on coin auctions and marketplaces to see what similar coins are selling for. The value of coins can fluctuate, and staying informed will help you know when to sell. In conclusion, the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin may seem like just another penny, but it holds a rich history and potential value that's worth exploring. Whether you're collecting for fun or hoping to find a rare gem, always keep an eye out for those unique features that can turn an ordinary coin into a valuable treasure. Who knows, your next penny could be worth a lot more than you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming coin spotlights. And as always, let us know in the comments if you have any questions or stories about your own coin collections. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Thanks to our subscribers and viewers, this script not only covers the historical context of the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin but also dives into its potential value, rarity, and significance in the numismatic world, making it a highly engaging and informative video for coin enthusiasts and collectors alike. Hello, coin collectors and history enthusiasts, welcome back to another exciting episode where we dive deep into the world of coinage. Today, we're going to take a detailed look at the 2006 Canadian 1-cent coin, also known as the penny. Although it's no longer in circulation today, the 2006 penny still holds a lot of significance, not only for collectors but also for those interested in Canadian history. Stick around, as we're going to uncover the full history of this coin, the key details about its design, production, rare variants, and most importantly, its potential worth in today's market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this video will provide you with the insights you need. Before we dive into the details of the 2006 Canadian 1-cent coin, it's important to understand the historical background of the Canadian penny as a whole. The Canadian penny was first introduced in 1858, when Canada was still a colony under British rule. Since then, it became a symbol of everyday transactions and commerce for over 150 years. Canada's 1-cent coin features various monarchs on its obverse, with Queen Elizabeth II being the face of the penny since her coronation in 1952. For generations, the penny was a part of Canadian daily life, used in almost every transaction. However, by the early 2000s, inflation had rendered the coin increasingly impractical for use, and the cost of producing the penny began to outweigh its monetary value. Despite these challenges, the penny continued to be minted, albeit in smaller quantities, and it wasn't until 2012 that the Canadian government officially discontinued the penny. The 2006 1-cent coin, therefore, belongs to the final years of the penny's production. As we'll soon see, it's an interesting coin for collectors due to some unique production factors that could make it quite valuable. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 2006 Canadian 1-cent coin. The design has remained largely consistent over the years, but each detail reflects Canada's rich history and national pride. The obverse of the 2006 penny features the familiar effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait of the Queen was designed by Susanna Blunt, a Canadian artist, and first appeared on Canadian coins in 2003. Notably, this version of Queen Elizabeth does not wear a crown, which sets it apart from earlier depictions. The inscription around the Queen reads, Elizabeth II DG Regina, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. The Susanna Blunt portrait is a key identifier for collectors, and its appearance on the 2006 penny marked one of the final phases of the coin's production before its discontinuation. On the reverse side, we see the iconic maple leaf design, which has been the hallmark of Canada's 1-cent coin since 1937. The maple leaf, Canada's national symbol, is depicted on a twig with two leaves. This design was created by G. Kruger Gray and is widely recognized across the world. Below the maple twig, the word Canada is boldly written, along with the coin's date, 2006. Underneath, the coin's denomination, 1 cent, is also engraved. The simplicity and elegance of this design have made it an enduring symbol of Canada. In terms of production, the 2006 penny was minted by the Royal Canadian Mint, which is responsible for producing all of Canada's circulation and commemorative coins. The 2006 penny was struck using copper-plated steel, as the composition of the coin changed in 2000 from the copper-zinc alloy that had been used for decades. One interesting fact about the 2006 penny is that there were multiple variations minted. In particular, there were circulation strikes as well as proof-like and specimen sets produced for collectors. These variations can have a significant impact on the coin's value, as we'll discuss shortly. By 2006, discussions about the penny's future were already underway. As mentioned earlier, the production costs of the penny had begun to exceed its face value, and its usefulness in everyday commerce had diminished due to inflation. For example, by 2006, the cost of producing a single penny was approximately 1.4 cents higher than the coin's actual worth. Despite these issues, millions of 2006 pennies were still produced for circulation. It wasn't until 2012 that the penny was officially discontinued. The Canadian government cited economic inefficiencies and environmental concerns as key reasons for its removal from circulation. On May 4, 2012, the Royal Canadian Mint stopped distributing pennies, and they were gradually phased out of everyday use. Today, pennies are no longer accepted in cash transactions, and while they still have a legal tender status, they are essentially a relic of the past. This makes older pennies, like the 2006 version, a collectible item that could appreciate in value over time. Now, let's talk about what makes some 2006 Canadian pennies more valuable than others. While the average 2006 penny may only be worth a few cents to most collectors, certain variants and era coins can be worth significantly more. The Royal Canadian Mint also produced special proof-like and specimen sets for collectors in 2006. These coins were struck using specially prepared dies and feature a higher level of detail, with a mirror-like finish. Proof pennies from 2006 are particularly sought after and can fetch a higher price on the collector's market. Another factor that can significantly increase the value of a 2006 penny is the presence of an error. For example, misstruck coins, off-center strikes, or coins with doubling in the design are considered errors and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity and type of error. Be sure to examine any 2006 penny carefully for unusual features, as these errors are often subtle but valuable. While most 2006 pennies that were circulated may have wear and tear, a penny that remains in mint condition graded as MS65 or higher can be more valuable. These high-grade coins are rare, as most pennies from this era were heavily used. So, how much is the 2006 Canadian penny worth today? For a typical circulated 2006 penny, the value is usually around its face value, 1 cent. However, pennies in pristine condition, proof-like coins, or error coins can command a much higher price. The value of error coins varies widely, but some rare errors have sold for as much as $500 to $1,000 at auction. It's important to remember that the value of coins can increase over time as they become more scarce. Given that the penny is no longer in circulation, collectors may continue to seek out older coins like the 2006 version, particularly those in excellent condition or with unique characteristics. The 2006 Canadian 1-cent coin may seem like an ordinary penny at first glance, but it holds a special place in Canadian history as part of the final years of penny production. Whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, this coin offers a lot of opportunities. From proof and specimen sets to rare era coins, the 2006 penny could be a valuable addition to any collection. As time goes on, these pennies are likely to become more scarce and desirable, so keep an eye out for high-grade or unusual examples. Who knows? You might be holding onto a coin that could be worth much more in the future. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth coin videos. Let us know in the comments if you've come across any rare 2006 pennies or other interesting finds. Happy collecting! Coins are not just metal pieces, they're a journey through history. Subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights on coins, currency, and the stories they tell. Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. In today's deep dive into the world of collectible coins, we are exploring a very special coin, the 2005 Canadian 1-cent coin. Often overlooked, this humble copper-plated steel coin carries with it a fascinating history, economic significance, and could be worth much more than its face value for the right collector. We're going to cover its full history, how its value has changed over time, and what makes this particular coin potentially valuable. Let's start with a bit of background. The Canadian 1-cent coin, also known as the penny, has a long and storied history in Canada's monetary system. It was first issued in 1858, when Canada was still a British colony. Back then, the coin was much larger and made from pure copper. Over the years, it became an essential part of everyday transactions used widely across the country. However, by the 1990s, the penny began to lose its importance in daily commerce due to inflation. The costs of manufacturing the coin started exceeding its face value. This brings us closer to 2005, a year when pennies were still being produced in large numbers but with significant cost-saving changes. The 2005 Canadian 1-cent coin was part of a shift in Canadian coinage, moving away from the use of more expensive metals like copper and zinc. By the early 2000s, the Canadian Mint had started using steel as the core material for the penny, coated with a layer of copper. The 2005 penny is made up of 94% steel, 1.5% nickel, and 4.5% copper plating. This new composition helped reduce the costs associated with producing the penny, as copper and zinc had become more expensive due to rising global demand. The design of the 2005 Canadian penny remains iconic. The obverse features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by artist Susanna Blunt. This portrait was introduced in 2003 and is notable for being the first Canadian coin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II that does not show her wearing a crown. It's a more modern and approachable depiction of the Queen, symbolizing her long and stable reign over the Commonwealth. On the reverse, we see the classic image of two maple leaves attached to a twig, a design that had been used since 1937 and created by G. Kruger Gray. The maple leaf is, of course, one of Canada's most recognizable national symbols. This simple yet elegant design was meant to reflect Canada's vast forests and natural beauty, elements that are deeply ingrained in Canadian identity. So why is the 2005 penny particularly significant? 2005 was an interesting year for Canadian coinage because it represented one of the last few years of consistent penny production before its eventual phase out. Though the penny continued to be minted until 2012, public sentiment toward the coin was already shifting, as more and more Canadians viewed it as an unnecessary expense. The cost of producing a penny had risen to more than its face value by this point, which set the stage for its eventual removal from circulation. For collector, pennies from the 2000s hold a nostalgic significance, as they represent the end of an era in Canadian currency. They remind people of a time when pennies were still widely used, jingling in pockets and change purses across the country. When it comes to the 2005 Canadian penny, it's important to note that the Royal Canadian Mint struck millions of these coins in both the Winnipeg and Ottawa minting facilities. As such, most 2005 pennies you come across are not rare in terms of mintage. However, variations do exist. Some 2005 pennies may have mint errors, which can significantly increase their value. Common mint errors include off-center strikes, doubling of the design, or incorrect planchets, the blank piece of metal on which the coin is struck. These errors are highly sought after by collectors, and even a minor minting flaw can raise the value of a penny from a few cents to several dollars, or even more, depending on the rarity of the error. Now let's talk value. As of today, the 2005 Canadian 1-cent coin has a minimal face value. After all, it is a penny. However, in terms of numismatic value, the worth of a 2005 penny can vary significantly depending on its condition, rarity, and whether it has any minting errors. Of course, the face value of this coin is 1 cent. However, since the penny is no longer in circulation in Canada, it has taken on a different kind of value. For Canadians, it's a relic of a bygone era. If the coin is heavily worn or damaged, its value will be no more than a few cents. These are common and typically hold no numismatic value beyond their historical interest. Coins that have never been used in commerce, those in mint state, condition are much more valuable. An uncirculated 2005 penny, especially one graded by a professional grading service, could be worth anywhere from $1 to $5, depending on its exact condition. In some cases, pristine examples have been sold for even more, particularly if the coin has been preserved well or stored in an airtight holder. If you happen to come across a 2005 penny with a significant minting error, the value could skyrocket. Coins with misaligned strikes, double dies, or other noticeable errors can be worth anywhere from $10 to $100 or more, depending on the rarity of the error. It's worth noting that although the 2005 penny is primarily steel, it does have a thin copper coating. While the value of copper fluctuates, it's important to remember that these coins contain only a small amount of the metal, so their scrap value is minimal. As the years go by, the 2005 penny is becoming more desirable to collectors, particularly those who specialize in modern Canadian coins or who are interested in coins from the last era of the Canadian penny's production. Though millions of these coins were minted, they are gradually being removed from circulation and melted down, making well-preserved examples rarer. For collectors, having a high-grade 2005 penny could be a great investment. The Royal Canadian Mint ceased penny production in 2012, and this decision has made any penny minted before then a piece of Canadian history. Coins from the 2000s, in particular, are seen as part of the final chapter in the penny's long story. Let's address the big question on everyone's mind: what is the 2005 Canadian penny really worth to collectors today? While it may not seem like much at first glance, the penny has a few key elements that can drive its value up. A 2005 penny in mint state condition, graded by a professional service, could be worth several dollars to the right collector. As these coins become rarer in pristine condition, their value is likely to rise. As mentioned earlier, any significant error on a 2005 penny can raise its value exponentially. Coins with noticeable errors can fetch anywhere from $10 to over $100, depending on the specific error and its rarity. Coins from the final decade of Canadian penny production are becoming more desirable as the memory of the penny fades. Collectors specializing in modern Canadian coins are likely to continue seeking out these coins in the future, potentially driving up their value. While it might not be $1 million coin, the 2005 penny carries sentimental value for many Canadians. It represents an era of Canadian currency that has now passed, making it an important historical artifact in its own right. So there you have it, the full history, design, and potential value of the 2005 Canadian 1-cent coin. Whether you're a casual collector or a seasoned numismatist, this coin holds a special place in Canadian history. While it might not make you rich overnight, its cultural and sentimental significance continues to grow as time passes. Keep an eye out for those era coins, and you might just have a valuable treasure on your hands. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins and their fascinating histories, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the world of coins.